Right, ladies and gents, we're back. We just got done seeing The Void. I mean, where did this come out? It was DT, direct to video,
VOD.
VOD video on
It
demand. Well,
came
the
out
point
earlier
is,
this year.
yeah, it was a small budget, a horror
Crowdfunded,
film,
or at least
yeah,
partly crowdfunded.
partly crowdfunded horror film. The reason this even came into our radar was because, well, one, we're horror fans, but two, we're Lovecraft fans, and I don't even recall which one of us heard about it first. The point is, we heard about it,
I heard about it like a year ago, but nothing came of it.
and then all of a sudden,
and then suddenly it's
yeah,
like it's out.
So I'm a member of
And then you heard it, right?
yeah, I'm a member of a Lovecraft board,
Oops.
and everybody pretty much saw it there. And I stayed away from it because, well, we didn't have access to it. But recently it came up on Netflix, and I said, well, this is our chance here to see it. And the reason we stayed away from it was, aside from the lack of access, was that there was a lot of negativity thrown at it. Like, oh, this is not Lovecraftian. Oh, it's not that good. There was nobody really saying it was great. So we decided
Even though
to.
it does have a positive
It does
Rotten
have
Tomatoes
yeah.
rating. It's at 75, I believe.
It has a very positive rating from critics, and I guess the audience maybe too.
Yeah.
But the point is, from the people that should have known, the reception was kind of negative and or indifferent. So I was like, well, these people are
Fools sometimes.
well, yeah. I mean, I thought I could trust this group. They were a pretty fair set of Lovecraftian fans. Now I just gotta call them fucking idiots.
Then again, this is the same posts. People that post like our giraffe and is like, "Are this Lovecraftian?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Stop."
Yeah, now I just have no faith in these people because everything about this damn thing reeked of Lovecraft. Now, were they expecting a direct Lovecraft adaptation? That's the only thing I can fathom
guess.
that would make them go, that's not Lovecraft. But fucking crap, every single thing in this was Lovecraftian, you know? Older gods tapping into horrible dimensions, cults, forbidden tomes and magics,
Tentacles.
fucking shit.
If you want to be more superficial, tentacles.
Yeah, tentacles. If you're gonna go for the superficial crowd,
Weird ass creatures
crap.
from hell.
So anyway, let's talk about the movie, not just as something Lovecraftian, which it fucking really is, but anyway, you know what this movie reminded me a lot of? It was very, aside from being super Lovecraftian, I'm just not gonna let that go, by the way. But anyway, aside from being super Lovecraftian, it was very much rooted in Carpenter style.
I was about to say this reminded me of In the Mouth of Madness a lot.
Yeah, and you know what? It goes beyond that. It reminded me.
The music especially is very Carpenter.
But like the setup, the siege, as people stuck in one place, basically, sieged by, in this case, cultists and
Really,
otherworldly
you
things.
know what it's very much like that is Carpenter. What was that Pro-Life?
The fuck is pro-life? Oh,
The
yeah.
Birds Nest of Horrors. But it's basically the same movie.
Well, I wouldn't say that because pro-life's not great, but no. But I was gonna say, in terms of the siege aspect of it,
the
it's
setup is pretty much that.
It's very much like Assault on Precinct 13, which is the same thing, only it's not a horror movie. People of different walks stuck in one location, surrounded by, and in that case, it's gang members. In this case, of course, it's cult members. And then, you got strains of In the Mouth of Madness. You got strains of Prince of Darkness. The Thing, there was just so much Carpenter in this. And I don't know if you agree, but the ending was very The Beyond to me, which is a Lucio Fulci movie. Which also, by the way, is a Lovecraftian movie. But yeah, I saw all that, and then I saw touches of Stephen King's Revival. In fact, the main thrust of the villain is very similar to the Revival, only this guy is much more villainous. In the guy in Revival, you can empathize with him. I saw that. Of course, the Lovecraft touches are everywhere. Everything from Nyarlathotep to the strange case. The case of Charles Dexter Ward, especially, is what it touched on a lot. There was even a scene in there when they were going into the sub basements. The places that were not even in existence and beyond in this vague world between existences. That reminded me of The Beyond, in a hospital, by the way, where they go into places that shouldn't be there and stuff. But also of scenes in Lovecraft's Reanimator, the book. You know, there was just so much influences from so many places rooted in horror in this one movie. But overall, it is a Lovecraftian picture. The plot is simple. A town really has been besieged by weird cult activity, and it all boils down to this location at a hospital where people from all walks of life are now being besieged by these cult members, and then strangeness ensues, and the big mystery is what's going on, why is it happening, who's behind this, you know, blah blah blah. And anyway, let's talk about this damn thing. One thing I was glad to see was physical effects.
Yeah, there's like I'll say there is digital effects, but when they're absolutely needed. The actual like monsters and gore, I think, was pretty much practical only. Mm-hmm. At least it looked like it was. There is like some weird Lovecraftian cosmic crap in there that is digital, and it looks good, I thought.
Yeah, it looked really good. I think the dark tones really helped that too.
Yeah.
I mean, there were weird bright tones that wouldn't probably look good.
When like in Humans.
But yeah, man. Overall, the effects look great. Most of them, like you said, the creature effects, blood, gore, all that stuff was all pretty much practical, and it looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. Sure as hell beat another production that was rooted in something Lovecraftian, which is The Thing. There was another production of a similar nature, crowdfunded, called Harbinger Down, which failed miserably at delivering good physical effects.
From what I hear, ran into... They pretty much crowdfunded it, then were like, shit, we don't have the money to make this look good. And we're like, well, we gotta make it now.
Yeah, and it was terrible.
Ended up sucking butt.
It was terrible effects-wise and story-wise.
They took their time, obviously, to make it look good. I mean, I heard about this movie like a year and a half ago, and it barely came out.
So yeah, those effects look pretty darn good. The gore and all that stuff was justified and merited. It wasn't, you know, just for the sake of spouting a few gallons of blood. It added to the creepy atmosphere. It added to the weird vibe of the cults and what was going on with them, the changes, as it were, that people were undergoing. It all fit into what was being told here. And, another thing I heard a lot of complaints from people about was the acting. I don't know, what the fuck are they... Everybody was pretty much...
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was, I mean, fuck.
The only one that occasionally, at times, and that's only if you're nitpicking like a piece of shit, was maybe the Asian chick. I don't know. I don't remember her name.
I think it was just that her character was very...
Yeah, I mean, she was like that. So.
Yeah, she was frustrating. A frustrating character, but on purpose. I mean, she was supposed to be frustrating.
But she's the only one that I could see maybe at times if you're going to be like a complete nitpicker. But everybody else was fine. Yeah, even she was fine.
Yeah, everybody was suitable. I especially liked the Doctor, which, by the way, also reminded me of Dr. Weir from Event Horizon. And even touches of Dr. Chenard.
Yeah, there's a lot
from Hellbound, Hellraiser 2.
Yeah, there was a lot of moments where I was like, this is very Hellraiser 2-ish.
Yeah. Which, in itself, again, a Lovecraftian. So I don't know. Again, my mind is blown by people are like, this is not Lovecraftian. But anyway,
We're
whatever.
Expecting like Cthulhu freaking breakdancing some bullshit.
I guess. But breakdancing?
I don't know.
Give them that. You are Cthulhu. But
it's true.
Anyway, yeah, so overall the acting was very suitable. Nothing that was horrible at all. You know, shit. I liked that.
As a Lovecraft creation myself, it's pretty much me.
All right, that made no fucking sense. Nope. But anyway, what else we got to talk about? We mentioned the music. Yes, it was...
Yeah, I really like the music in this. It's very...
atmospheric.
It's very 80s horror.
Yeah, pervasive...
it's there. I don't think there is moments where there's silence, but I think throughout the entire movie there's that weird like
there was a weird
going
drone.
Up and down, and it gives it like a creepy feel.
Yeah.
To sort of that when it does get silent, you're like, oh shit, something creepy's gonna happen.
Yeah, it really did contribute to the atmosphere overall. It was great. I saw that a lot of people were credited for the score.
Yeah.
So, but it works, man. It was very cohesive throughout. The whole thing felt natural, one piece to the other, one composition to the other, and contributed great to the ultimate result. So that was fucking great. The action kind of goes hand in hand with the effects in a horror movie, you know, because it's not like you're seeing huge set pieces with karate kicks and shit. So in terms of that, The action was great. Man, there was a lot of suspense in it. I don't know about you, but there was a lot of suspense, but not so much because of the action or what you call it, the standards of suspense, but much more with the vagueness of the storyline.
Yeah.
It kept you hanging about what was really going on.
Yeah, that's something I really liked. It is. Again, it reminded me of in the Mouth of Madness in that way, where you get like weird hints here and there, and then doesn't all make sense until the end, or at least towards the end.
Right.
And even then, you're kind of like,
yeah, and even then there's a little more. And even as a Lovecraft enthusiast, I pretty much knew where it was going. But even then, I was like, it had me hooked to where I was like, I really want to know exactly how they're getting there.
I mean, you know what is gonna happen, but it was interesting to see how it got
it's about the journey, really, and it kept me hooked to find out what iteration or what skin they're gonna put on this Lovecraft tale. Because overall, again, to stress this, it is a Lovecraft fucking story basically. Only they've put a different skin on it. I mean, there's no direct mention of the elder gods. They do talk about older gods that have been tapped into and stuff, but
well, they say that there's things older than gods.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So great, awesome. What else is there to talk about this fucking thing? I don't know what to tell you, but I had a blast in the right way. Again, it just reminded me. I mean, it touched on it's such a big homage to a lot of things.
It's definitely a throwback to horror that I don't think exists anymore, or is at least
was rare to begin with.
It was very rare to begin with, and it's nice to see it be done really well.
Yeah.
And this feels like it could have come out around the time in the Mouth of Madness or something before that, or like Prince of Darkness could have come out. Feels like something that could have come out back then and would have been known as a cult classic nowadays.
Yeah. And again, to reiterate, it does feel like an homage, or I should say, it is an homage, but it doesn't feel like an homage. Yeah. It feels very original and on its own, despite being, I don't want to say derivative because that insinuates a lack of creativity. No. But let's just say that with me clarifying that I don't mean that as a lack of creativity. It is derivative of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of throwbacks to 80s stuff like Kung Fury and all that stuff. And that is obviously it trying to be 80s, and it makes like a super 80s. Like, it's an exaggerated, this isn't that. It's like its own movie, and it just happens to give you the feeling of a movie that came out back then.
Yeah, and I think it's because it takes itself seriously.
Yeah.
It's never tongue-in-cheek. It's never like, hey, look, we like 80s movies or we like horror movies. No, it's intent on being a horror movie, and it achieves being a horror movie. Now, it is not a horror movie for everyone because Lovecraftian shit in general is not for everyone. Not everyone quite captures why it's
if you have to have a story like spoon fed to you or every little thing explained, then you probably shouldn't watch it.
Yeah, not to say, I mean, you'd have to be a complete dummy not to really get it by the end or even 3/4.
But there's some people are gonna be like, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah,
or it didn't make any sense.
And
you'll get that.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get that except for us. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's not a movie that spoon feeds you everything. In fact, that's its appeal. That you're wondering.
Like the flip.
In fact, it just drops you in the middle of the action. It literally starts with something weird happening, and you don't get an explanation for that until about halfway through the fucking picture. And really, those characters don't even show up until a quarter maybe into the movie. You don't get explanations for a lot of stuff immediately, but you do get them. And in terms of the big picture, it makes complete sense. So if you want the story to be told to you from point A, I mean, I guess avoid this movie. But really, you'd be doing yourself a disservice because it's totally worth it. The visuals are great. If that's what it takes to get you to see it.
Yeah, there's some weird imagery in this.
Yeah, they really went balls to the wall with the weird stuff. The creatures are bizarre, hodgepodges of body parts and animals, and it was really weird and disturbing at times. Yeah, man. So if you love Lovecraft, this is worth a watch for you. Hopefully you'll understand why it's a fucking badass movie.
Don't expect a Lulu breakdancing.
Yeah, please don't expect the mythos being explored here. This is Lovecraft done through somebody else's eyes. You know, the Lovecraft spirit put into something.
Yeah.
If you love John Carpenter's movies, by all means see this. This is definitely very Carpenter-like. And yeah, I mean, I can't recommend this enough. It was awesome. It was awesome to me. It's on Netflix, so I mean, if you have Netflix, you can see it for free, quote unquote, basically. Yeah. Totally worth the watch. What do you rate this overall?
Yes, this is probably one of my favorite horror movies in a long time. It tickled my tentacle, as they say. I got to rate it. You know, in my scale, horror movie scale, up there, 10.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good. I'm gonna give it a pretty high rating too. I'll give it a 9. I mean, it's just great to see a Lovecraftian movie. Ever, really. Yeah. I'm okay with a shitty one as long as they come along, you know. But it's great that this was a great one and done so well. And just I mean, fuck. What a surprise. You know, I was really, like Spider-Man, I was expecting crap because everybody was like, oh, man. Yeah, it's not great. I don't know what movie they were watching, but this was pretty awesome to me. So, there you have it, folks. If you can dig it, by all means, see it. And if you see it, let us know what you think about it. This has been Ahab and the Goontick talking The Void. It's available on Netflix now. Check it out if you have that. If not, it's on VOD, etc. Just watch it. See what's up. Maybe you like it. Maybe you don't. Future cult classic.
Preferably don't illegally download it. It'd be nice if these people got some money.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's from someone who... never mind. Nothing incriminating.
Nothing incriminating at
all.
Nope. But yeah, anyway.
Don't avoid the void.
Don't avoid the void. By all means, see it.